Yeah, so Matt, yeah, yeah, I'm just doing some little setup before we begin here, and yeah, so I just want to keep the volume a bit low so I don't get like flagged for copyright content. So yeah, so we're just doing that right now, and going to invite some people in, let people know about this. Thanks for coming, Matt, as always. And Matt, can you do me a favor? Is Kate can like spread the word out on Twitter and whatnot to bring people here? Yeah, that would be really awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Just letting people. Yeah. So how's it going, everyone? I just want to go into like this. If you don't mind, I'm just going to the like the super robots right now. So, oh cool. Yeah, I just fixed the volume just now, and can you hear me just now? Apparently, you can hear me now. So that's great. You can hear me now, and yeah. Yeah. Instead of like an info dump of like words, instead they just show a CGI version of the ship to keep people attention while instead of like just reading a bunch of scrolling text. To be honest, I kind of like the design of the ship. It looks really cool, and it made me miss the age of like space operas. And when the spaceship's iconic as the robots themselves. Dice 3. Yeah, this come. Are you two? Now, this is like the slow part of Super Robot Wars, and even though I'm not going to read that much, but I normally go like sometimes read through it here, and they finally showed civilians in a Super Robot Wars game. Damn, man, that's a lot of wars. Mad chill for like an edgy type, man. That's actually a good idea. Like all Macross shows and whatnot. Okay, so let me try to fix something real quick with my second the chat in a window here so I can play my game. See, I can play my game here and look at the chat. Bro, you mean Edge is like way more cooler than freaking Squall? Like, meaning he's more friendlier and more approachable than Squall Leonard. And speaking of the Super Robot Wars series, its original cast and characters are like their own being instead of like being like self-inserts of characters. They're like anime tropes into one. And they have such a huge fan base that you heard the original generation Super Robot Wars games from back in the day? They actually had their own series of games. That's how beloved the Ben Presto original cast are. Yo, Bleeding Shadow, what's good? I'm just streaming some Super Robot Wars, and we got 4 people in the chat right now, including... Make that 3. Because basically, I'm streaming Super Robot Wars because it's one of my favorite gaming series of all time. And Mad Matt, let me give you about with that quote there. Kingdom Hearts haven't been good since Kingdom Hearts 2. That includes Final Mix. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix is like the best in the whole series. I'm fine, dude. Kingdom Hearts is kind of a mediocre series after Kingdom Hearts 2. But I still love Tetsuya Nomura's artwork and the Super Robot Wars series. And yes, Bleeding Shadow, Disney wasn't that good today. I prefer the Disney from the 90s, and even by the 90s wise, I prefer anime over it. That's just me though. Guide. And the one cool thing about the guide here, backlog here, if you miss something, you just like, you can just read it stuff from here. All personnel here at this moment has been... Oh, so everyone they took, they basically made them crew members. Hope they can teach them how to use the ship. The only favorite Disney stuff I liked was Beauty and the Beast, Emperor's New Groove, The Lion King, Toy Story 1 and 2. But again, I do not like most of Disney as of these days. And here, people, is the Gundam stuff, and there goes our Allied Mobile Suits. And I'm surprised that I'm not getting any lag playing this game, despite my laptop being a little old, despite having 12 gigabytes of RAM. I'm surprised this thing can run like perfectly. Yes, and also with ship-wise, and battleship-wise, in a war, 15 minutes to 30 minutes is like an eternity. require the circumstances, if you guys don't know. And let me just say about, not to be a weeb here, but I mostly connect with Disney and Pixar as the same thing. Victory Gundam, yeah, I heard it was a lot more darker than Victory, but and the ending of Part 3 of Age, but IBO's like the edgiest of all the Gundam shows. And guys, I'm not going to like stream this in order. In the next episode stream, I'm going to like stream it in... I'm going to stream it in a random order. So if you next time you came out in a stream the next day, I'll be probably at a different area. Okay, now here's the part. But let me tell you guys, this is a good entry to the Super Robot Wars games from like T, V, and X. Those are some really good entry points in Super Robot Wars as a whole. If you don't want to like read Japanese or wait till like a English patch, they're like the games. If you don't mind importing, they're like the games to get into. Or you can play this game, which I heard from many fans that it's a pretty good entry from like. A pretty good entry to get into the series. So right here, as I can say, there's like the UI has improved. Like spirit commands. I always use spirit commands. So anyways, if you here's the stats here. So I'm just letting for the people who don't know how to play Super Robot Wars. It's just the mech here. Don't know why it has like 3x's for like, yeah, it's 30 in land. So and EX actions, I talk about it later on, but he right now just basically move and here's the good part of Super Robot Wars here. Wake up call. And right over there, which is the cool part here, we can actually see the gauges of the robots right there. So, due to my turn ended, let's just say, I don't like to have the only robot here, so just start the battle here, and always with cartoons, I prefer. Let me just watch this cutscene first. Bye bye. Speaking of Cartoon Network, Speaking of cartoons, I prefer like Cartoon Network over Nickelodeon. The only good Nicktoon I got here was Avatar: The Last Airbender series, or the Avatar series in general. I got the whole Korra and the whole Airbender series. So what are your guys' favorite cartoons from Cartoon Network? Mine has to be Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Kids Next Door, Mecha's XLR, the first season of Ben 10, Flapjack, Chowder, and Regular Show. Let's go. Surprised I don't have any, like, so far so good, so... To be honest, when I was growing up, I did not like gross out cartoons at all. Besides like a bit of Ren and Stimpy, I do not like most of Cartoon Network's catalog. Besides Hey Arnold and... Yeah. Your eyes look steep. Good boy. You got pretty good taste, Mad Matt, because basically... Oh boy. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm getting a little distracted by reading so much here, so let me just say that I just love the design of the dice. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Brave and the Bold. I kind of enjoyed that series there. I didn't like it at first because it doesn't have the traditional Batman voice actor, but I kind of like enjoyed it when I gotten older. I don't mind Wing at all because it got me into Gundam as a whole. But Gundam X would have been on instead of like the original Gundam series. Because basically the original Gundam series, I don't mind I want to get into like the historic of Gundam wise, but seriously, the anime was too old by the time when the first Gundam aired on Toonami. only CN does reruns of their old stuff instead of like Teen Titans Go like billions and times a day. That's all you got, man. I got the original 79 trilogy on my shelf on DVD. I'll watch it one day. Boom. They got me. Yeah. The English dub of 79 was actually pretty decent. Despite the age of its animation and how niche was Gundam back in the day. Speaking of Teen Titans, who remembers the OG Teen Titans series? It ended on a cliffhanger too, which sucks. Oh crap. Super Friends was pretty enjoyable, but I don't think many modern viewers will like Super Friends due to like how they destroyed Aquaman's image and how the writing is at times. But it's a pretty good show for a DC cartoon in the 70s. Whoa, this thing's not bad. The Hakubin by Kachimi Karaoke? Yeah, it's a pretty decent design. In sprite wise, but in on paper, it seems like it's a little too much on it, but I like the sprite work on the Hakubin. Fast. Yes, there was even a Scooby-Doo one as well. Let's finish this off with style, man. Yep. I usually don't tend... I'm kind of surprised this can able to run on my freaking computer. Because normally when I get, like, when there's new games on Steam, I tend to not get them because I'm afraid it will not run on my computer at all. I tried running Vanquished by Platinum Games on my PC, and it ran like a turtle. That's how bad my computer cannot run Vanquished. Despite Vanquished as being one of the best 360 games I ever played, like, seriously, like, it's one of, like, Platinum Games' best work, despite it not seeing... Despite that, I still have that when I'm going to get, like, a new... Oh, if I'm reading too fast, I'll just go back here, for you guys who don't like to read here. And speaking of some people saying it's not worth $60 because it's all sprite based, let me tell you this. Can you guys understand a content of a video game? Because video games back in the day, they're sprite based and they cost like $70 to $80. Yet people are complaining it's not worth like $60 despite their PS5 games worth costing $70 because basically the high-end graphics and whatnot. But this game and Metroid Dread, it gets a lot of slack because it's not worth $60. Like, come on, Metroid is like one of Nintendo's favorite IP, most recognizable IPs. Despite them not using it that much or being loved in the game. Hey VG, hey JT Vega, how's it going, man? Like this cuticle survey, red shoulder profile pic there. And with stuff like Vanquish, that's worth $60. And I still have a blast with it. And because, seriously, most games these days cost only like $40 tops. Because they have lack of content, lack of replay value, and most of it requires mandatory internet. You obtain the following bonuses for playing the Steam version. Power parts booster, high points, special required. Nice. Wow, they just award me with random data for playing the Steam version. Let me just upgrade my buying here. Yes, I did, GT Vega. Too bad I cannot afford the DLC right now. Because, like, $24, I'm kind of broke right now. It has, like, it has, like, I call it the Netflix Ultraman series. It has, like, some of the original, the Alpha OG generations. Mech units. And, yeah, it's a pretty huge deal. So, let me just... Wow, I'm gonna have fun doing this. The Alpha trilogies are pretty good. That's how I got started with Super Robot Wars J and Super Robot Wars original generations for the Game Boy Advance, and I enjoyed those games as well as the Super Robot Wars Advance for the GBA, but that's in Japanese. But I got the remake, PSP remake that's fan translated, so I can actually enjoy it a lot more. I actually enjoyed the Super Robot Wars Z2. Hakai and Sasaihen, because I put so much hours in those games. And seriously, like, Edge. That was the best CN era, CN City, man. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Shipped. Ugh. Ship tab. I'll do that later. Normally in Super Robot Wars games, when you press select mission, there's no like you don't select the mission. They give you the mission that they give you the mission that you're forced to deal with. So this one. So which one? Zeonheimer, I like that series. Zeonheimer and SPT Lasner, yeah, those are pretty good units. Like seriously, Edge is like kind of like the look like he looks like an edgy person, but in fact he's a really nice, understandable guy. Not nice, but more chill, more relaxed and chill. He probably just like edgy stuff. And isn't Victory Gundam the one Gundam series that Tomino hated working on? Because basically he was tired of Sunrise giving him orders and whatnot. Like, he told him to put more battleships in it. They told him to like put the Victory Gundam at the first episode, even though he wanted it at episode 3 or 4. Yeah, sounds like a mess. So far, I'm enjoying this game more, but if you understand, like, I'm going to play some of this a bit more, but some of it when I'm not streaming, but Majestic Prince. I got the series on DVD though. Motor City, yes, the city by the creator of Mecha XLR. Yes, I heard about it, but I never watched any of the series, though. I wondered... speaking of which, anyone in the chat... Yes, anyone in the chat here, about Mecha XLR. Is that series released on DVD? Or video? Or any sort of home video? Let alone streaming. Because seriously, the Mecha XLR series has a ton of fans that Cartoon Network's higher-ups screwed over its creators and its fans. Because they didn't think it's like marketed appeal. Like seriously, Mecha XLR looks like the show to sell toys. It's a mech show after all. It's designed to even have a video game or two. Not even that. But instead, but thanks for letting me know, because basically, it's like the only ones that the only time you can watch it whenever you want is basically through a torrent. It's kind of like it reminds me of the American adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuki called Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, and that did not actually have like a home release either, despite winning an Emmy and being well liked being liked amongst Kamen Rider fans, and especially the ones in Japan, which is like the only series that actually has the series on DVD in Japan. Only in Japan, not the US though. So it's another series I have to freaking torrent one day, because there's no home video release on the series. Oh, I didn't notice that Megas STLR talked to Discotech, and he actually found the masters. I hope Cartoon Network lets him actually use the make him repurpose the show again and whatnot, or just upload the episodes on YouTube, because Cartoon Network basically dumped the series due to its failure. Yes, I call it to them a failure, but to us fans, it's like a success. Seriously, Cartoon Network's really like dropping the ball with DVD or home video releases. Like, basically, it's a freaking joke at this point. Like, I'm not even laughing. That's how bad it is. Yeah, I kind of like how they actually ripped it out of the anime, basically. Because this is like the series for the longest time I wanted to be in Super Robot Wars, to be honest. Don't forget Samurai Jack as well. Bleeding Shadow. Bring it. Seriously, Chowder got streaming rights, but not home video releases, man. No, actually, like, kill for like a like, seriously, switching gears, but Majestic Prince, even though it's like a real robot series, like, sometimes it's how the robots operates like a super robot show. Like how emotions actually affects your piloting skills. Let's review some. I don't need help. Unfortunately, Valrave's not in this game, unfortunately, which would have been a good opportunity to put it in this game. Probably they will put Valrave along with Iron-Blooded Orphans and whatnot. Valrave was pretty alright till the ending, I believe. Haven't watched it in years, though. Nice. Yeah, I'm just like pretty surprised that many, like 3 or 4 people showed up today. It was. Right. I'm just kind of surprised that Buddy Complex actually got a Super Robot Wars appearance before Valrave did, and Iron-Blooded Orphans, which is like a shocker. I know you got work soon, but thanks for dropping by, JT Vega. And I didn't point this out earlier, sorry about that, but let me tell you that I actually did a thumbnail. For once. Yes. I agree. Shout Factory should, like, bring, like, classics on DVD, the full set, though. Like basically, don't know what the big companies are doing. They don't agree with they have fans for, like, their unsuccessful shows. Damn, man. I wonder, did K. Arnold got a full release though? Discotech Media is a pretty amazing company, I have to say. Hell, even Disney made a deal with Shout to release a couple shows on one of the... CN's like having poor leadership as of late. Like seriously, really, Cartoon Network just like loves to drop the ball on a lot of stuff. Who I'm kidding. WB doesn't care about the DVD collectors and will release a Teen Titans Go Blu-ray. That's the only way they only acknowledge Teen Titans is like Go, despite many people despising it. But Shout Factory mostly release shows on DVD because it's like a more cheaper way to like release shows on DVD. Everyone has, and plus everyone has a DVD player. Yeah, for like 30 to 40 bucks, I'm down with that. But we got, unfortunately right now we only have torrents. Boom. Oops. For 5 freaking minutes. For Discotheque, we finally got like the Fatal Fury anime re-releases and whatnot, as well as Lupin the Third as well. They rescued some of those as well. Fail 5. Yeah, bye. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll end the stream up for the day. Yeah. Made in Japan, I got like the Palaver releases as well. Yeah, I'm going to like shut the stream off in a couple minutes because basically after I do some upgrades here. Yeah, let me just say that before I end it, I'm just going to say that thanks for tuning by at the first episode of the Super Robot Wars 30 stream, and I appreciate you guys coming down and just chatting about random stuff. And due to everyone has to go to work soon as well, I thought it would be a bad time to like do it on a mid-afternoon, early afternoon on a weekday. So everyone has work, so I might stream this game soon, but I decided to just cut the stream off, and I'm glad you guys are able to show. So anyways, this is your boy, Mecha Katana.